Team, what is up? What is up? What is up? This is Danny. Welcome back to the channel. Again, if you want, like, subscribe, share this with as many people as humanly possible. Like, literally, take it, spam it out to everybody that you know, because this is the top 30-day prospecting training, challenge, boot camp, whatever you want to call it. Like, it is the top. You are not going to get better than this, right? Like, this is based on 17 years, 35,000 hours inside of this business, right? So I want to talk about like one of the other core fundamentals, like the ingredients of the framework inside of how you can be better at cold calling, at prospecting, at mindset, and about absolutely crushing the game when it comes to sales, products, offers, services, anything that you want to do in the online space. Like, this is exactly how you get it done, right? Super important, super imperative. Like, you watch all the videos out there, Grant Cardone, Iman Gadzhi, Thomas Gannett, like all the people that are actually out there doing this, right? This gets you on that level because these are the core fundamentals of how those things are actually going to shape up to get you to that next level, right? So I want to speak about authority for a second because I think this is another one that comes into the core framework, because the reason is right. We've talked about a couple things inside of this training, right? And you have a really good understanding of, like, obviously we have to make multiple phone calls. Obviously we want to go out on a limb and actually try to make connections with these individuals and these companies and these people about bringing their product offer service, or bringing our product offer service rather into their business, right? Whatever it is that we're looking to sell, whatever our business is, whatever our company is, whatever our agency does, you need a certain amount of authority to speak to people, right? Like, at the end of the day, like, you're trying to command a premium price. This is why you're not on Upwork just playing the cheap game, right? You want to command a certain level of pricing, right? And certain level of pricing comes with a certain level of luxury. Certain level of luxury comes with a certain level of expertise, knowledge, persistence, and authority, right? You have to have authority in the space that you're going into, right? And a lot of people, this is where self-limiting belief and self-doubt actually step in, right? They step in the most on this one. The reason being is because you assume that I don't have as much experience as I should have. I don't have as much of an idea as I should have. So therefore, I don't have the authority. If I don't have the authority, I can't move forward. This limiting belief is going to be the thing that kind of amplifies the negativity inside my head. It's going to be the thing that pushes back on the positivity. And it's going to be the thing that keeps me from actually moving forward inside of my business. But the truth of the matter is like, I want you to look at it like this. If I'm doing like a sales training, right? Like, I'm doing a sales training right now. There's going to be plenty of people on YouTube that says, he has 17 years of experience. Screw him. I got 25 years of experience. Or screw him. I have 35 years of experience. The difference is that they don't have the same 17 years of experience that I do. What works for them might work for them in a certain way, in a certain shape, in a certain form, right? But something that I bring to the table might be the thing that benefits them, because it might be the one piece that they're missing inside of what they do, right? They know a certain way of doing things. I know a different way of doing things. The same way we all don't have the same handwriting is the same way we all don't have the same authority pieces, right? I can provide authority in a space that is actually saturated inside the space, but at the same time, I'm providing a different, unique perspective on something. I understand something different than the next person. I understand something different than the next three people, because not everybody walked that same path that I did, right? Not everybody walked my shoes. Not everybody walked the same systems. Not everybody walked the same process. Not everybody had the same learning curves as I did, right? And even still, like, not everybody learned from the same people that I learned from in the first place, right? So the way that you get authority inside of your industry is by making sure that you understand that you actually bring something to the table. Like, you have to believe that you bring something to the table. This is why confidence was one of the first videos that I did, because you have to have enough confidence in knowing that the thing that you're bringing to your product, offer, or service market is something that's actually going to benefit them. You have to be so certain that they're going to win by bringing your thing into their life, that you're going to bring enough value based on the money and time that they exchange with you, that you are actually going to give them a benefit. If you believe that, if you truly believe that what you're going to do is actually going to bring them that value, then you do have authority in the space. You have authority in the space because you have believability in the space, right? What secures your authority more than anything, right? I can tell a million people that I know the best of something, right? I can tell a million plus people that I am the greatest person at doing this one thing. Do you know what changes all that? Take a guess. One random person saying he knows what he's talking about. And this is where you start to blossom and get your case studies, right? You have so much confidence that what you're doing inside of business is actually going to make people money, that when you do start making people money, you actually start replicating that. You start replicating it while you start recording it, right? You have testimonials, you have videos, you have interviews, you have dissections of what their business looks like, right? And you start to incorporate them into your offer. You start to incorporate them into your pitch. You start incorporating them into your marketing language. You start incorporating them into your landing pages, right? And all of a sudden, all these strangers that had no idea who you were are out there being a promotion. They're a promotional tool for you to onboard new customers, because they're validating the thing that you said that you could do, right? And that's how you start to build authority in the space. It's based on the work that you've done with other people. Like, yes, do you have to work to get to a certain point? Yes. Do you have to understand enough of what you're talking about to get the people in the customer base in the first place? Absolutely. Like nobody's going to come to you if you have no authority, right? Like you have to know what you're talking about because you have to be able to prove results. You have to be able to do the thing that you're saying that you're going to do, even if it's at a minuscule level. And there's a couple different ways that you might have to do this to start, right? You might have to get paid on a performance basis where you're only paid based on the work that you've actually done, right? Like you're not in a position where you can take anything up front because at the end of the day, you don't have enough proof to showcase that you'll actually get what you need done, and then your guarantee doesn't really mean anything. Right? Like one of my first deals, I did it on a performance basis because it was sight unseen. Like I had to test my offer, I had to test the theory, I had to test the process. Right. So I went sight unseen, I went based on performance, I took a piece of the performance, and now I know that it's duplicatable enough that I can take money up front and guarantee it because I have enough case studies on the back end to showcase that I know what I'm doing. Right. Those individuals that I've helped in the past bring on more money inside of their business are now the authority that I have that I'm taking to market. Right. They are the ones that are representing me when I go out there. So that when I have a conversation, my marketing language, my cold call language, my prospecting language is I've helped a few different individuals in your industry. And I can say that with utter confidence because I have, in fact, helped a few different individuals in their industry, right? And like these are the things that we've done for them. This is what my cold email looks like. This is what my cold calling looks like, right? I've helped a few individuals. This is the most recent case study I have. One of the most recent case studies I've helped an SEO agency bank $16,000 in a month inside of 18 days just by reviewing their sales systems. Barely any training, just by reviewing their sales systems. I found a massive gap in their actual business side, right? And they generated, thousands of dollars. Like that's not a one-time thing. Like that's a duplicatable thing, which means I added a six-figure run rate to their business. I added them over $100,000 a year. That's enough authority, right? $100,000 a year I added to your business that provides me the authority I need. And those are going to be the things that I use in my messaging. But if you have to work for free, right? If you have to provide a little bit of an insane guarantee, you need authority inside of the space because eventually enough people will start referring people back to you and the conversations will start changing from cold to inbound. And even when you're doing cold, right? You're going to start realizing that these things that you gained authority through are going to be imparted on your language for cold calling. You're now all of a sudden going to start being able to speak to it. Because when people start talking to you about their specific problems, be like, yeah, recently I had a client that we worked with, they had a very similar problem as you, and we were able to do this for them. It comes off confidence because it's real. That realness is direct result of the authority that you've created by helping that individual in that other company do that thing that you said that you were going to do, provide the value that you said they were going to provide, and provide the money that you said you were going to actually get them in the first place. And that's why you build authority. Like you are a figure of authoritarian for your product, offer, or service, right? So you want to make sure that you build that up. You want to make sure that you build those case studies. You want to make sure that you have the knowledge and implementation. But do not let yourself back down on the limiting beliefs that you can't do it because you fully believe that you can't bring to scale the level of authority that other people have. Because remember, not everybody has the exact same authority you do. Not everybody has walked a mile in your shoes. Not everybody has walked the same path that you have, and not everybody has studied the same ways that you've studied, and not everybody has the experiences that you have. Right? You're unique, you're individual, and your voice and your sound and your message are going to be totally clear to the individuals that you're trying to reach out to. Right? Prospecting is a wide game. You cast a wide net, but in those conversations, you start to find the right people, and the hook that you put out there eventually sinks them and brings them back into your organization and allows you to make them clients, make them friends, make them duplicatable business. Right? Authority is one of the things that matters most because it's one of the things that shows maturity of what your business looks like. Make sure you master it.